So I get these questions a lot. How can I have a minimalist wardrobe on a budget? How do I quit fast fashion? And what minimalist brands are cheap like fast fashion? Very good questions.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like.
Hey there, fashion friends! Happy Thanksgiving! Yay! My favorite meal of the year, for sure. If you are wondering what Emily Wheatley is thankful for, stay tuned to the end of the episode and I will share with you what I am thankful for. All right, so I am glad that you are here with me today. On today's episode, we are talking about transitioning from fast fashion to slow fashion and how you can do that on a budget. So first off, this is not a video for judging or anything like that. I have definitely been there. I loved me some fast fashion, yes. So how can I have a minimalist wardrobe on a budget? How can I transition from fast fashion to slow fashion? These questions are, they're pretty complex. I'm not gonna lie. I don't feel like there's any perfect formula and there's nothing that I can say that'll just poof, magically get you there. All I can do is share my journey from fast fashion to slow fashion and how it worked with my budget. So what I'd like to do is take you guys through the different steps, the different stages that I went through to sort of change my perspective and what that sort of looked like, and just sort of the little lessons that I learned along the way. We've got a lot to get through, so let's get started. Okay, so number one, I fell in love with quality. I think where it really all started to click for me is when I moved from a fast fashion brand to a luxury fashion brand as a visual manager. What came with that is the obvious difference in quality. And obviously I always knew this to be the case, but I think just getting to then work with the clothes and touch the clothes on a daily basis, try the clothes on, style the clothes, just really get the experience with quality clothing started to really change my perspective. So I think it made me a lot more aware of quality, as well as made me appreciate quality a lot more, and it also made me thirst for quality more. Okay, so number two on my journey is less monthly quantity. This was the beginning of my change of perspective in quantity, which we will get into more. Ultimately, this was the first start because when I worked for the fast fashion brand, I had a very consistent, constant, really good discount. So I could basically buy stuff all through the month. It's appalling the amount of stuff I would buy. So then changing to the luxury brand, I did still get a discount. However, the discount throughout the month was quite small, and there was only 3 days out of the month that they gave employees like a really good significant discount for the price point that the items were at. So there was really only 3 days out of the month that I would purchase the clothes. And one, it made you really think about what you wanted to buy that whole month. You couldn't really impulse buy like I could before. So you really had to think about what you wanted. That impulse to just buy something because you like it, the first initial reaction. But I think then the reality sets in and you start to think like, oh yeah, I don't really need this. And yeah, I don't think I would really wear this. So by the end of the month, those impulses that you initially had have sort of disappeared, and the only thing left to buy are the things that you really, really love and that you were obsessed with throughout the whole month. So it was an amazing practice for me because, it really made me have to check that impulse. So the great thing about having a higher price point is that it eliminates that impulse buying. I would say 9 times out of 10, when it comes to shopping fast fashion, most of those purchases are impulse. Okay, so number 3 is refined my wardrobe. So still working in the luxury fashion industry, I started to accumulate more pieces that were higher quality. And what I found was I started to only really want to be wearing those pieces, not because they were luxury fashion, but more because of the way I felt in them, for the fact of the fabrics, the construction, the tailoring, just the way I felt in them in general. As well as that, because I got rid of that impulse buying, I had to be really particular, very patient about the pieces that I was purchasing. I already knew that I was obsessed with them, I loved them, that I was, really wanted these pieces. So I'd already sort of established that relationship with them. With that, I decided to start getting rid of the things that I didn't love, that I didn't absolutely love and get really excited to wear, or that things that I didn't really feel good wearing. Maybe it was just not a good quality fabric, so I just felt ugh. So number 4 sort of goes with number 3, and that is discovered my standards. Once I realized that I loved these pieces, not only for their style, but as well as their quality and their function, I decided that I no longer wanted to bring any pieces in that didn't meet those standards. So to be able to then maintain that refined wardrobe. And when I say refined wardrobe, I don't necessarily mean that you have to have a wardrobe that's like pared it down to like 20 items. I more mean that everything in that wardrobe is intentional, is loved, that you're aware of its existence, and has a purpose. Number 5 is I realized that a t-shirt should not cost $5. So in my career with the fast fashion industry, well, I guess fashion in general, I just realized how wasteful, it really is, how wasteful of an industry it really is. And a lot of that I think comes with, of course, the fast fashion industry and the fact that a t-shirt costs $5. So what's the big deal if you buy it to wear it once and then throw it away because it was only $5? That's a snack. That's a latte. That should be the new rule of thumb. You shouldn't be buying an article of clothing that costs the same amount as your coffee. The minimal retail cost that you should be paying for a t-shirt is like $19. I would say on average, a good quality t-shirt that has good quality fabric, good quality construction, and good quality production, meaning that the workers were paid fairly, treated like human beings. For the most part, yes, you should be paying around $30 for a good t-shirt. Okay, so number 6 is I didn't change my budget, I changed my perspective. So when I kind of started this journey, I would say even up until this point, I was still sort of dabbling in fast fashion. So although I was buying a lot more quality pieces with the luxury brand that I was working for, I still had friends at my old fast fashion company and could still get that discount. I think it's hard to let go of the fact that you can get this amazing, stylistic, trendy piece for like $20. Whereas somewhere else it might cost $200. And I think it's hard to let that go, for sure. Okay, I could go to this fast fashion brand and buy myself, this $5 t-shirt and get like 5 different t-shirts, and then get this cute sweater over here and this jacket over here and these 2 pairs of jeans and 4 different pairs of earrings and 2 pairs of shoes, and all for the price of, a pair of pants over at this other store. But ultimately what it comes down to is I didn't need any of that stuff. All I needed was a t-shirt. So for me now, kind of changing that perspective and realizing like, okay, I don't have to have all of this stuff. I don't have to be able to buy a bunch of stuff at a time. I only need to buy what I need. Didn't need to change my budget because I didn't need to buy as much, which brings me to number 7, less purchases, bigger budget per purchase. So like I said, by this point, my perspective had changed significantly. So I realized that I didn't actually need to be buying clothes every season change. I didn't need to be buying clothes every month. I didn't need to be buying clothes for every single event in my life. And because I was loving everything in my wardrobe, I didn't feel that need to purchase more. And so there was a lot less purchases being made on a regular basis. So with that, my budget per purchase increased. And there's two different ways you can even look at that. There could be the idea that you could just save that money, that you could save money and try to buy the least amount of clothes as possible and keep that, money budget down as far as possible. Or you could keep that same budget that you've always had for your clothing, and be able to actually spend more on quality pieces because you're not making as many purchases. I feel like this is one that is one of the best answers to these questions is, how do I have a sustainable wardrobe or a minimalist wardrobe on a budget? Because all these brands, these minimalist brands or sustainable brands, are a lot more expensive. You're never gonna find a minimalist brand or a sustainable brand that are as cheap as fast fashion. It's just not gonna happen because they're actually paying people what they should be paid. The idea is that it's not you trying to, increase your budget, and it's not you trying to find brands that are doing quality pieces at a super, super cheap price. It's more about just changing that mindset of less purchases equals more of a budget per purchase. Okay, number 8, I started to take inventory. So once I got to the point where I felt like I had curated a really nice wardrobe, it's not like I literally took inventory with a checklist and counting quantities and all that kind of stuff, but just took inventory of what I had. I guess, I kind of was doing that. Yeah. Okay, so 3 black cardigans. All right, definitely don't need any more black cardigans. Check. 5 pairs of black boots. It is a black boots, so could always use more, but. Okay, here we go. I don't have a raincoat. However, I live in Portland, Oregon. That is a gap that is needing to be filled. So just that sort of thing. Just really, taking a look at your wardrobe, realizing the things that you definitely have, that you have covered, that you don't need any more of, and looking and figuring out the things that you do need, or I shouldn't say need, but want to fill. Number 9 is I love my wardrobe. Not only do I love my wardrobe, but I also love my style and my perspective in the way I approach my fashion. And with that, now it's really great because I get super giddy about all the pieces in my wardrobe. So number 10 is that it does not happen overnight. Like anything worth its weight, worth something. There are mistakes, there are struggles and transition to get to that result that you are after. Anything that's an instant gratification is not sustainable, in my opinion. I think all good things are really, you've got to put effort and mindfulness and work into. So to have a really good minimalist wardrobe that you absolutely love, it's going to take some time. And I think that's the biggest thing, is to not beat yourself up, to realize that you're not perfect, that it's not going to be this, overnight success story. You will have fallbacks, you will have your weak moments. But ultimately, as long as you just keep working towards that goal, in the end, you will end up with a quality wardrobe that you absolutely love. So my final disclaimer is that what you see on my channel is not reality. In reality, you do not need to have this many pieces. I sometimes have that regret of the amount of stuff I am kind of taking in from brands, but my main goal of all of this is to basically be able to help you guys, help myself, really be able to research the brands that are producing good quality pieces in a good quality way. So when you do come to that time to make that transition, when it comes time where you want to fill those gaps, I want to be there to help you with those decisions. I want you to have options that you can choose from. And also, because I know how important, saving money and making good mindful purchases is to me. And so I want to be able to provide that sort of comfort for you guys to know that what you're investing in is a good investment. And I know that not everybody has the ability to do what I'm doing here. And because I have that access, I want to be able to help in that way. But yeah, never feel like you should be purchasing every single pair of shoes that I'm reviewing or all the clothes that I'm reviewing. I never want that pressure put upon any of you. These are just ways that I'm trying to inspire and help you with your own personal wardrobe. So no journey is the same. But one thing I will say is that you cannot make change unless you change something. And usually that change starts with yourself. And I think that's true of all things in life. Okay, so what am I grateful for? What am I thankful for? 2020, you have been tough. Yes, more than tough. You have kicked our asses. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you teaching me how to slow down, how to appreciate what I have, and really focus on the things that are important in life. Even out of some really dark moments, we've had beauty. We managed to stand up and demand change, and as well as that, taken action against racism towards our fellow brothers and sisters. Now that is something to be grateful for. So thank you, 2020. I celebrate you and all that you've taught me this Thanksgiving. What are you thankful for? All right, you guys, there we have it. I hope that you are having a lovely day, staying healthy, staying safe, loving, and supporting each other. We will definitely be chatting soon. Happy Thanksgiving, fashion friends. Bye.